Alright guys, how's it going? This is GK the Trader here. I'm doing another trade review for June 13th, Wednesday. And we'll just get right into it here. We're going to start out by marking out the opening price. And this would be our daily power of 3. So we trade below the midnight opening. We took out sell stops here. And we traded into this discount fair value gap here. So ahead of the 9:30 opening, when I took my 2 intraday scalps, I already had a good narrative that price was showing me it wants to continue higher, reaching towards weekly objectives that I had outlined. So now let's drop into the lower time frames. Sorry guys, I don't like using market replay. So right at the 9:30 opening here, we open, we dip lower to do what? We took out sell side. Right here. And then going back to the 5-minute quick, you can see this gap right here, this 5-minute gap. I'll outline that. See how we traded into that right here. So what do we have here? We have sell stops taken at the 9:30 opening, and we have a discount array being traded into, and we traded into a discount market, which is also known as the optimal trade entry at the 62% retracement level here. So what makes it optimal trade entry is time of day, which is around the 9:30 opening here. Now, after that 9:30 opening, after we traded into our discount array, our optimal trade entry, and taken sell stops, right after that we see we have meaningful displacement, which creates this market structure shift here, and then we immediately reprice into this imbalance right here. And this is where I took my long, and full profit was taken right above this high. Why is this a target? Well, this is a buy side, so any traders that were trying to pick the top, there's going to be buy side, buy stops resting above this high here, and you see how those were taken out. And I want to address something here. I've been getting a lot of comments about displacement and market structure shifts. So market structure shifts, this right here, what I'm showing you, this is the least important part of the entire analysis. All that is just a way to enter. This is just an entry pattern. This isn't why I'm taking the trade. This just allows me to take the trade. That's all. This is the very least important thing of the analysis. So just wanted to get that out of the way. So I went long here, as you saw from the clip. Full profit taken up here, about 9 handles. And then after this trade, we were not done. But before I get into the short I took here for an extra 5 handles, I'm gonna show you something else that I used for this trade. So let's go back. I'll take this off. So yeah, I'm also gonna take this off. It's too much. So if you take a look at this up close candle here, you can see that this is a breaker. Why is this a breaker? So we had this low here, makes a swing high, and then a lower low, taking the stops, and then it displaces above that. And then once it trades back down to it, it should respect it as a breaker. So if we go down, back to the 1 minute, you can see how we also dipped into that. So I'm going to change the color. So you see how we dipped into the breaker right here, right at the 9:30 opening. So that was another thing I was kind of anchoring to my long here. All right, moving on to the second intraday scalp I took. Yes, I can trade both directions intraday if the right setups come to me, which they did. So if we're looking up here, we can see that the buy stops were taken. We are in a deep premium. Once we get up here, we're in a deep premium. And then we get massive displacement all the way below this low. And what else? Let's go to the NASDAQ. This high right here was not taken out. See that? Right there. So, back to ES. So, we can see clearly we have SMT divergence here. So, I'll mark that out. So high was taken out here, failed to take it out on NASDAQ, and then we get that massive displacement. So this is telling me we may need a deeper retracement into a discount now that we've traded up into a premium and cleared buy side multiple times. So you see the 3 drives higher. This high is taken out, drives up one more time for a third time, takes this high out. And then if we look after the displacement, this is where I entered right here. I entered right when it traded up into there. We had some drawdown. But all it did was trade up in here, up into this rejection block, and then it went lower. And admittedly, I was just kind of low on time, so I just said whatever, I'm just going to go for 5 handles because I already got the 9 handles here. So, I mean, I don't need to get a crazy amount of handles. But anyway, went short right here. And then my take profit was somewhere down here, just for 5 handles. So that would be 14 handles on the day, which is really good in my opinion. But the main target on the short here would be, if you take this fib, you see this is the discount area. As soon as we got to that discount area, you can clearly see how we had a 1030 reversal. But more specifically, we traded to the low of the breaker, but what else? The time of the long I took, this right here, this hourly gap was not there, but it was there at the time where I was taking my short. So this is the main target for the short that I took. Change the color. This fair value gap, see how it dips into that? Almost closing the whole way in, and then now it's free to trade higher. So kind of like think of fair value gaps like that. The algorithm, it trades down into fair value gaps like this here. It trades down to them, so then now it's free to trade where it wants to. So trading into the gaps frees it to then trade to wherever it wants to go to. So now that they re-delivered an imbalance, it's now free to go to the buy side here. So anyways, we dipped into this hourly fair value gap, and that would be the main target on the short here. And then you see how we reversed going into lunch. So I think I may have covered everything. I do want to denote how the 950 to 1010 macro was utilized for my short. Can't forget time, huh? So from this time window here, you see it's gonna seek a reversal or a continuation pattern. Clearly this first macro of the New York session was seeking a short-term reversal into a discount array, and you see I took my short within that time window there. And yeah, if you guys watch every single one of my recaps that I've been pushing out here, you're gonna notice that a lot of them are similar and a lot of these things are repeating, and I'm pretty much using the same tools that I'm using for all my trades. And And that's what you got to do. You got to find your own model, and you got to just keep it simple in the sense of you're not overcomplicating it and trying to bring too many tools to the table at once. So yeah, I think this is going to wrap this up here. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. Hope you guys are doing well with your trading and in life. Yeah, see you guys.